Suzuki Gixxer, not for everyone.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the 21st JK Tyre FMSCI National Racing Championship. It's 2:35 in the afternoon right here in Curry Motor Speedway. We're in a small village called Chattipalayam near Coimbatore. So if you're in and around the area, join us for this epitome of racing, hosted by none other than JK Tyre Motorsports. Well, right now, if you're at home and looking at the screen, we've got the grid right in front of us, and this is the JK Tyre Suzuki Gixxer Cup. Let's have a look and hear what the riders have to say about the upcoming race.
Yeah, it's a good qualifying day, so let's see in the race if I can win or not. Yeah, they are very good riders, so I have to, I can do all my best. Let's see. Thank you.
That was Dong Liana in P1. It's going to be an interesting fight because the reigning champion is right now in P3, and he's also the leader in the points table so far after round one of the JK Tyre Suzuki Gixxer Cup. There we have the Suzuki crew. They've been really working endlessly putting this together. Well, we can hear those Suzuki Gixxers fired up, and already we've got two grids, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Red Bull Road to Rookies Cup and the Experts Cup. It's going to be an interesting race. We'll talk more about the Red Bull Road to Rookies Cup. Well, this is 29 bikes all in all, 7 bikes in the Red Bull Road to Rookies Cup and 22 in the Expert Grid. Everybody getting ready for this race. The heat's going to be picking up, and there we have number 13. Trying to get a little cheeky, is he? If you just checked in, this is the 21st JK Tyre FMSCI National Racing Championship, and we're off. This is going to be a phenomenal race, ladies and gentlemen. We have Dong Liana, who impressed everyone with a fascinating turn of events during qualify earlier today. Well, it's not race time yet, ladies and gentlemen, because this is formation lap as every race ritual goes in. Well, look at the skyline. Hook and trees everywhere. Duang Liana trying to get the most of this lap. Suzuki Gixxer 150. These are the same bikes that you see on the road. The 150cc power machines have been race tuned and race spec'd just for this race. Done to you specially from Suzuki India Motorcycles, and they've done a fabulous job with these motorcycles. If you look at the screen right now, blue is the color. Well, I have a special guest joining me, ladies and gentlemen. You all want to know who it is? Well, I'm sure you all want to know who it is. Well, as I said, we have a special guest, but I'm going to take, as the grid is forming, let's take a quick welcome to Mr. Vaibhav from Suzuki India Motorcycles. We have him here especially. Welcome, Vaibhav, to the box. Welcome to my office.
Hey, Vivek. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's going to be an interesting race. We have Duang Liana, who's just had an interesting, very exciting qualifying, who's in P1, and Joseph Matthew, the reigning champion, in P3, with Syed Muzammil, the Bangalore boy, in P2. So, what expectations?
So this is a very interesting lineup this time. For the first time, actually, this year, Joseph Matthews not on pole. So I'm really happy to see Lal Mama, Malsan Duang Liana on pole. Syed Muzammil Ali is a guy who has raced with us for 2 years. And he's really come up this year. I mean, he was always in the mid-runners last year, and now I see him, he was on the podium in round 1. He's already qualified second. It's amazing.
Well, race start, and we have Duang Liana picking up the pace. He's here to make a statement as he got up in the first one, with Joseph being in championship lead. That's a phenomenal lead. Again, every mistake I see riders doing today is looking back. Well, Duang Liana just wants to make sure that he's really stepped at the pace. Well, Suzuki India has brought this down, and we have the Red Bull Road to Rookies Cup. Tell us more about the Red Bull Road to Rookies Cup.
Red Bull Road to Rookies Cup is one of the first platforms that has come up in India, where we give young riders a chance to actually participate on the international stage. So,
sorry to cut you off, Vaibhav. I think our race leader just crashed out. Oh my God, that's going to be disastrous. Well, he was so consistent in qualifying. Well, we need to take a look back and see what happened. But right now we have Syed Muzammil, who's going to be extremely happy to be in front. He's taken P1. Ladies and gentlemen, and to all the fans from Aizawl, I think that was Duang Liana who's just washed out at C4, C5. Well, when your grid is so packed, it's always going to be an interesting race. We have Syed Muzammil, number 7, taking the lead. Well, Vaibhav, race is going to go on. So tell us more about the Red Bull Road to Rookies Cup.
Yeah, I know, pity about Malsan Duang Liana, but I guess that's racing for you, isn't it?
Motorsports.
Now, getting back to the Red Bull Road to Rookies. So like I was saying, it's the first platform of its kind where we are providing an international stage. One of the best riders from the 12 to 16 year age group would get a chance to participate in the Rookies Cup qualifying. And as we all know, the Red Bull Rookies Cup is like the stepping stone into the world of Moto 3, and then eventually lead to Moto 4.
Well, I'm sure everybody who's listening on to this, especially young riders within the age of 12 and 16, are going to be ecstatic to hear, and I hope to see more entries coming in. This time, it's the population of the Red Bull Road to Rookies Cup is from Aizawl. What's that all about? I mean, we see some incredible, even Duang Liana being from the northeast.
Yes, we've had a phenomenal turnout in the last 2 years from the boys from Mizoram, specifically Aizawl. And I think this partly has a role to play because of the strength of the Mizoram Motorsports Association. They're so active in the field of motorcycle racing, they're so enthusiastic about it. They turn up in droves for the selection rounds, and the boys are good, you know, that's simple as bad.
Fair enough. I mean, they're giving our boys the run for their money, because motorsports in general in India was concentrated around the south, as we all know, because of Kari Motor Speedway and the other track in Chennai. Well, back to the race, we have Syed Muzammil just clocking in a 124 with Joseph Matthew right behind him with a 123.756. That's the fastest. That's almost 600th of a second faster than Muzammil. He's right behind number 8 with the Mamba helmet chasing, and we have Sanjeev right behind. Well, Joseph, he's going to make the best of this, I feel, because we've got another 8 laps to go, and it's going to be really interesting. Well, we'll quickly look at the Red Bull Road to Rookies Cup. Right now, we're having the fight between Zoltan Mia and PC Andy for championship. Well, Zoltan Ma is already 6 points ahead. He's 6 points ahead in the championship, but PC Andy can make the best of it this round.
Yeah, it's really sad. Zoltan Maya was leading in round 1 by far, and he had a training practice accident, and he's fractured his hip bone, so he's not with us now. But we have PC Andy and Jerome. Both these boys are at equal points at 14 points each, and either one of these is possibly going to be the one who gets that coveted slot to represent us in Spain for the rookies qualifying.
Agreed.
So we know this by Sunday.
I really hope so. I mean, Jerome's really clocking in the time with a 128, standing at P8 overall, but he's in P1 at the moment. Well, we have an interesting fight going on for P3, as you can see on the screen. Everybody coming on the screen trying to get into the slipstream. I mean, right now, when you enter the straight as a fellow rider, you will know that there's a lot of headwind coming on these bikes, and these are smaller car engines. So everybody's key is to stick to the tire wall and gain as much advantage as we can. Well, Vaibhav, how's Suzuki India's movement into motorsports gone so far?
Well, this is the 4th year that we're running the Gixxer Cup in India, and we began in 2015. It coincided with the year that Suzuki re-entered MotoGP as well. So Suzuki takes their racing heritage very seriously, not just in India but obviously globally, as we all know.
And we've been seeing a real improvement in MotoGP as well.
So we wanted to also extend that kind of a culture in India. And Gixxer Cup is the flagship program for motorsport as far as Suzuki goes. And we're very happy with the progress. We did Gixxer Cup, we tied up with Red Bull, conducting the Red Bull Road to Rookies as well. So it's a beautiful journey, and we hope that everyone else who's involved in this will watch it.
Fantastic. I mean, at least as far as we're concerned from the box, I've been a big fan of anybody promoting motorsports, and it's a real kudos to you guys to put this together for 4 years. It's like how Joseph Matthew was taking a look back. You guys don't look back, just keep going forward. Well, Joseph Matthew right now in P2, chasing down Syed Muzammil. Well, SachinChaudhary, very interesting chap. He was the first rider in the Red Bull Road to Rookies Cup to actually go to Spain for the selection. And right now, I just saw him get off the screen, chasing off a little bit at C5. But how was his performance during the season?
See, the thing with the Suzuki Gixxer Cup and the way we look at our racing, it's like a family. So if you look at all the top runners, SachinChaudhary, like you mentioned, in 2016, the first season we did the Red Bull Road to Rookies, he was the rider who got selected. He went to Spain and represented us there. Sanjeev Matre is racing for us for the 2nd year running. Joseph Matthew is 3rd year running. Syed Muzammil Ali is 2nd year running also. And let's not forget the championship is only 4 years old.
Agreed, I really agree on that. I mean, as you said, for the first time, Joseph Matthew did not grab pole. And maybe for the first time, he might not be able to grab that first place, because last year saw him from start to finish taking P1 all the time. I think that was Sanjeev Matre who just ran out. I hope not, no. Sanjeev Matre just responded back with the 124.809, telling me that I'm still in the race and I'm still in the game. Well, there you go, SachinChaudhary trying to get Max out of the sweep. Well, he's chasing down Sanjeev at the moment, but as you see on the race, with just about 5 laps to go, it's more or less, this is one of the rookie boys, number 37, who's crashed out at C1. A very tricky corner to get into, because you're carrying a lot of speed and momentum and braking is key. You overshoot that, you can just wash out your front tire.
Yeah, C1 gets tricky sometimes, especially at race start. I remember in round 1 we had about one incident. but I guess that's all part and parcel of the racing.
Yeah, I remember an experienced rider of ours, who used to speak about C1. So he was a very fast rider, and his trick was simple: never go head on into C1 with a punch. Stick around, stay back, and work your way forward, because C1 first lap, first bunch of 30 riders getting into that corner is really scary. Right now we see Joseph Matthew responding to Syed Muzammil's dominance so far with a 123.347. He's really picked up the pace, and I see him inching closer. Well, SachinChaudhary and Sanjeev Matre seems to be having a look at each other, while Sanjeev is on the hunt. Same way with Joseph.
Yeah, this is getting very interesting, because there's a fight for the first position and for a third position, and they're all competitive riders. Sachin and Sanjeev, I'm sure, are going to give each other a good time, and so is Joseph and Saeed. Joseph is inching closer, and this is getting interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. Let's have a look at the Red Bull Road to Rookies Cup with Jerome, number 35, in P1 with a 126.164, and behind him is PC Andy in P11 overall. But so far as points concerned, Jerome and PC Andy are trying to make the best of it with Zotin Mao's absence. I mean, you know these riders personally, and how has their improvement been over the past 3 years?
So the boys from Aizwal, this is their second year running with us now, and they've always been very enthusiastic and energetic. They all come as a big bunch, and they're like little family amongst themselves also. But they're good. They already come with so much talent, and then when they race at the racetrack here, they improve, they learn. The reason we're running the Red Bull Road to Rookies on the same grid with the Gixxer Cup is so that they can run with the older riders who have more experience, and they watch and learn with them. So like you said, I think
Jerome is in P8 overall, and that's a really good timing.
Yeah,
I mean, I agree, completely agree. You need to get faster, always be with the fast bunch, because you eventually will pick up the pace. That's Syed Muzammil coming on screen at the bowl, taking it nice and easy into the sweep. This is where you go all out. And Joseph Matthew trying to stay there with just about 3 laps to go. It is going to be a fight for the finish, while I don't know if Muzammil is going to be very happy, because he's been gunning this. He's been really training hard. I've had the pleasure to chat with him early on. That is Sanjeev, our Red Bull man, who's being chased down by Sanjeev Matre. So Sanjeev really picked up the pace, and yes, he did as fast as the 123.633. With 3 laps to go, there you go. That's C1 getting into the inside. A very sweet move from Sanjeev. Let's see if he can stick it together into C2, because you usually lose out, because that's a straight line altogether. And I'm waiting for him to get out into this frame. Well, Sanjeev managed to stick it, but Sachin is a very competitive rider as well. So I think there's going to be a good fight there. As I said, he's definitely getting into this inside of C4, C5, trying to give pressure onto Sanjeev. But Sanjeev has been quite some time in the Honda series, and now moved to Suzuki. Well, how's rider development? Because I know that's an integral part of Suzuki racing engine.
We conduct what we call a rider training program at the beginning of every season with the boys. After we've done selection with the final grid, we conduct a 3-day rider training, which is done with a very thorough curriculum. There's theory sessions, there's practical sessions, there's racecraft, they do race simulations, all the basics of riding on a track, including safety, regulations, norms, etc. So it's a very integral part of this program, happening at the beginning of the season, and obviously there's mentoring.
So the entire batch typically has a coach around who's going to constantly monitor their progress and give them the right tips and feedback, because this sport is everything about feedback.
It is, but we don't have coaches all the time, but very often, yes.
Well, folks, those who are listening at home, we've got 2 laps to go. I want to quickly tell you all, if you're ever looking, if you own a Suzuki, or if you don't own a Suzuki, you love racing, this is the place to be. Next year, we're going to continue the season with even more power, even more ferocity, and we're expecting more people to show down, because the competition is always stiff. Bible, we've got 2 laps to go. In short, what improvement has the bike seen over the development into racing?
So the bike, we've luckily see our engines, we have immense faith in our engines. We've not really had to touch anything in the engine. We have changed things like the entire exhaust system. We've put in a performance air filter, changed the jetting a bit, and played around with the sprocketing of the bike. So so just changing the ratios, etc. But beyond that, engine there's no changes. Obviously we have put rear set foot pegs, clip-on drop-down handlebars. We've done a bit of weight reduction, removing extraneous things like headlights and indicators and things like that, you know, rear cowls and all. So
Fantastic. I mean, there's a lot of weight reduction, but the overall power increase would just be there. That's Sachin getting into the slipstream. Vaibhav, I've got something very interesting to tell you. We saw Duang Liana crash out, right? He's back in the race and he's in P8. Not bad at all for somebody who crashed out, got back on the bike and fighting through to get that man has some serious drive. They always say racing is not about strength but spirit, and he's just shown the true spirit of racing. We have Joseph Matthew May for the first time in the last lap. This is a classic example of Joseph's maturity and experience in racing. A beautiful move into C4, C5, and Muzammil was clearly not expecting that. Let's see what Muzammil has to say. Will he be able to catch the inside of Joseph Matthew? I'm not sure, because Joseph is not going to let this go that easily. And this is the berm, one of the most trickiest parts of the corner. Oh, Muzammil just lost a lot of drive. You know, it's always a slow entry and a fast exit. And that was really, really tough on Muzammil. Let's see, he's got a little more ground to cover. Who will it be? Joseph Matthew or Muzammil?
This is a really tough one you're putting me in, Vivek. I have no idea who to root for now. They're both good riders. Saeed's been so smooth this race, but apparently Joseph was just saving the best for last, wasn't he?
Oh yes.
Gosh,
This is going to be
really
very
close.
interesting,
Oh
and that might cost him just something. Let's see, who's it going to be? Number 8 or number 7?
Oh my God,
that was a
great.
very close finish, but beautiful race, and I like that. I like that.
Yes,
I
yes.
like that when, wow, I think Syed Muzammil just took his first ever victory. We're going to wait for race officials to tell us. But guys, be back with us. We have Jerome, who's taken P1 in the Red Bull Road to Rookies Cup with PC Andy right behind. I mean, thank you so much, Vaibhav. It's been a pleasure to have you.
Thanks for having me,
we
Vivek.
wish all the
It was
best
great.
for Suzuki Motorcycle Racing. And I hope to see you soon.
Yeah,
well,
see you
folks,
around.
this
Yeah,
was
thanks,
the
thanks.
Red Bull Road Rookies Cup and the JK Gixxer Cup. See you all in a commercial break.